Hi guys, welcome to Chris Ryan Golf. You've joined me at the drive range at the PGA National Golf Company today, and we're going to do a video looking at the loft and the aim of the golf club and understanding how, as we go through the bag, the loft and the aim will change depending on each club we are using. So I did have a 3-iron, I've got a 6-iron now. I've got a selection of clubs on the floor here. I've got a 3-iron, I've got a 6-iron, and I've got my lob wedge, which has got 59 degrees. Now, obviously, each of those clubs has got a different amount of loft. My 3-iron is going to have somewhere in the region of 21 degrees, right through to my lob wedge, which, as I say, has got 59 degrees. I've also got this little device here, which will sit on the club face, hopefully where my ball is going to make contact, and that's going to tell us where the loft is pointing, okay, where the sweet spot of the golf club is pointing. Okay, so if I hit that ball off the sweet spot, it's where that part of the golf club is pointing. So if I've got the loft pointing down or up or to the right or the left, so it gives us that indication. So we're going to look at what happens when we deliver the club to the golf ball with what we would term an open club face. Now, an open club face is a club face which points to the right of the target for a right-handed golfer. So I've got my target up there, which is the 250 board in the distance, so hopefully you can see the target line there. So we're just very simply going to put this on the club face, and I'm going to try and open the club face. So I'm going to try and open this leading edge by about 45 degrees. So I'm going to twist it 45 degrees to the right. And we'll just see what happens. So on goes the the face aim. I'm going to set the club behind the golf ball. Hopefully that's aiming about at my target, okay? I'm not necessarily going to take a setup here, but if I was to return that golf club with the club face 45 degrees open, so about there, you can see where the loft points. The loft points significantly off to the right. If I were to make contact with the ball with that club face, hopefully I wouldn't, that ball is going to start somewhere over there, and that's going to be a shot which isn't particularly desirable on the golf course. Right, let's pick up the lob wedge. So as we say, 59 degrees loft on this one. Same thing. It's going to sit hopefully on the middle of the club, which is where hopefully I would hit the ball. Set myself up with the golf club aiming hopefully at the 250. So again, you can see that's aiming at the 250. It's a lot more upwards because of the loft, but it's hopefully aiming in the same direction. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the club face by 45 degrees to the right. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully what you'll see there is absolutely nowhere near as dramatic of a change in where that alignment stick is pointing. It is probably pointing more to the right than it was, but it's absolutely nowhere near what it was with the 3-iron, okay? If we go to the 6-iron, I'm sure you can probably guess what's going to happen here. It's going to sit somewhere between the two. So pop it on the club face, aim it initially at my target, which is about the 250 there, and just going to open it by 45 degrees to the right, and we can see there that sits somewhere between the lob wedge and the 3-iron. The reason that happens is because each of those clubs has got different amount of loft. As we increase the loft and we get closer to the lob wedge, when we open and close the club face, it has less effect. So why is that important? Well, it's important certainly for the short game, but it's also important for understanding why we struggle with certain clubs through the bag. I'm just going to pick up my lob wedge again. So a lot of golfers out there, I mean, I didn't use a driver, but as you can imagine, a driver's got less loft than 3-iron, so that would even be even greater over to the right if we were to open that club face by 45 degrees. So golfers are coming to us very often saying that they struggle more with the driver, they find they miss more fairways than they do with, and they feel more comfortable hitting a 9-iron and 8-iron straight. That little demonstration there clearly indicates why that would be the case. If we return the golf club with the face twisted to the right, the ball will start a lot further right with the lower lofted clubs than it will with the higher lofted clubs. So the same sort of delivery, i.e. the club face being maybe 2 degrees open, might cause the ball to go 15 feet right of the flag with a wedge. It might cause it to go 40 yards right with a driver. So there is no sort of one reason why the driver maybe is more difficult to control the direction, other than the fact that the loft is a lot lower. When we do rotate the club face open and closed, it does have a greater effect. So that's really, really important to understand. The other thing it does is it helps us with the short game. So what I still see a lot of golfers doing is, if they want to play maybe a high lofted shot, they maybe want to open the club face a little bit, maybe give that ball a little bit more elevation. What they are doing is they are opening the club face and then they are rotating their body around this way to allow for that. What we're actually just seeing there is, because I've got so much loft on the golf club, okay, when I rotate the club open this way, that doesn't point too far to the right. I don't have to make a huge amount of adjustment with my body to get that to point straighter. What we can actually do with the short game is, if I aim that club there, so you can see where it's going, if I do rotate it, yes, it will point a little bit more to the right, but if I then lower the handle, it'll point more back to where it it was. So certainly when you're playing shots around the green, if you do decide, or you do feel that you're the kind of golfer who wants to maybe play around with the loft on the golf club, opening and closing the face, by all means go ahead. What I would say to you is you don't need to change your aim dramatically. If I was to play this little pitch with a fairly square club face, okay, you can see where that ball's gone, pretty much at my target. If I were then to take the same setup, but I open the club face dramatically, just lower the hand a little bit more, and hopefully play a higher shot, you can see that ball's pretty much come down exactly in the same place. It certainly had a different trajectory and it went a shorter distance because of the loft, but I didn't have to make massive compensations. What we do tend to see lots of golfers doing is opening the club face, aiming round to the left, swinging across the golf ball, and all sorts of things which just make it more difficult. So it does two things: understanding the loft and the aim, and when we open the club face, it does give us a better understanding of why certain clubs are harder to use, but it also helps with our short game. If we're playing higher flighted shots with our wedges and we do want to open the face, we don't have to make as much of a change in our aim to compensate for that. What golfers tend to look at is the leading edge. They tend to see the leading edge pointing at 90 degrees this way and feel that that's where the ball's going to go. The ball isn't going to hit the leading edge, hopefully, it's going to hit the loft. And as we've demonstrated today, the loft with a more lofted club doesn't change as much. Okay, if we're doing a 3-iron and we want to play a lob shot, yes, we have to make a massive adjustment. So just understanding the differences through the bag as we change by club, it's going to make it hopefully easier for you to play your shots around the green and get a better understanding of why some clubs are going a bit straighter than others. So hopefully it made sense. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, then please click the like button. If you've got any comments, you can put them in the boxes down below. And if you haven't clicked on the subscribe button already, then please do so. It will get you first access to these videos. Subscription is free and the videos are free. Uploading more content each week, hopefully a couple of videos, different topics, different content, and hopefully helping you play some better golf when you get out there to play. Okay, so thanks very much for watching the video, and we'll see you again next time.